Hey, this is Surya, and in this video, I'll show you how you can connect Claude Code with Twilio using Twilio CLI and 10x your development for voice agents and any kind of application that you have for Twilio. So let's get on with this. If you don't really know what Twilio is, it's basically a telephony provider that lets you connect numbers to voice agents, like you can buy numbers and you can send SMSs and all of those stuff. You can connect the phone numbers to agents like voice agent providers like Retail, Vapi, Lemon Labs, and build voice agents, um, functional voice agents using that. So, so I have a skill here inside this called Twilio CLI, which is basically a CLI tool that lives inside the terminal, which Cloud Code or any type of agentic coding tool like Codex or Open Code can have access to. So what you can do is basically I'll link this in the description. You can check this out and download this for your own workspace. You can so it can use this skill to basically perform certain actions. So what it can do is basically for like what I like it can create SIP trunks, automatically connect them to your agents and basically debug them and do all of those stuff. So for phone numbers, like you can basically list all of the phone numbers. You can search for a specific phone number if you want. You can buy a new phone number using this. So if you wanted to, you would just say, hey, buy me a phone number in this area code, and then connect that phone number to the retail for this agent. So it can do that for you, and even it can update webhooks. So if the number is connected to an inbound webhook, it can connect that number. It can update that webhook as well, and it can even delete the number. So be careful with this. I would suggest restricting the agent so that you do not really delete a number by mistake or something like that. Just like do not really give access to your agent or permission to delete the numbers without asking you first. Now for the calls, it can basically list all of the recent calls that have been made. So like it can analyze all of the calls, the transfers that have been made and see all of those. Then it can also fetch a specific call by SID. So you can fetch a specific call by an SID. You can make an outbound call. Um, Plus you can also list recordings of a call, which is like really helpful too. Now for SMS and messages as well, you can list specific messages if you want, or you can list multiple messages and filter them based on the date, time, and things like that. You can even send an SMS using this. Now, the most like this is basically what I kind of use Twilio for, is basically error debugging. So sometimes what happens is while you're developing voice agents or any kind of things, you have errors. And so what Claude Code can do is basically check out all of the errors that happened. It has access to error logs. It can pull all of those and basically like fix all of those for you without you even knowing. So for example, if you see here in the Twilio dashboard, in the monitor section, they have something called logs, and inside that there is errors and error logs. So error logs, basically this is where all of the errors are there, if there are any. So like yeah, that's like quite helpful for all of the like if you wanted to do anything with Cloud Code, like if you had any error, Cloud Code would basically do all of those for you, right? So second, accounts and sub accounts. Now this is very interesting. So if you have an agency like me, I've been running my own AI automation agency where I build voice agents and agents for clients for the past 1 year. I have multiple Twilio accounts. So like what I do is basically what's CLI, the Twilio CLI lets you do is basically create profile and get using this profile you can get access to the accounts and sub accounts. So let's say I have four clients, and each client has their own profile, right? So I have a client called ABC company, a client called XYZ company, and so on and so forth. So I can tell Claude, hey, this is the number. Look at the ABC company profile and connect that number to the agent in retail. So it's going to do that for me, and I don't really have to do anything. Absolutely. So later on this video, I'll show you how you can do this. It's pretty simple, and it takes like 2 minutes to set it up. As you can see here, I have two profiles that I created, with all of the using just the account SID and auth token. So I use those to create this profiles. Now, how you can actually download this? I have a document, a Google Doc document. I'll link this in the description as well. So you can just copy this code, copy this command. Uh, like if you are in Windows, like I tried to run this command in my Mac, but it failed. So what I had to do is basically I had to do sudo npm install like I had to do sudo for this command. So add sudo here in this command, and you'll be able to do that in the Mac. You just paste this, and it will just download the Twilio CLI and all of the dependencies and stuff like that. Make sure you have Node.js like installed. I'm pretty sure if you have Claude Code, you have Node.js and all running, so that should not be really an issue. Now, how you can create multiple profiles is basically just um, um, type this command Twilio login dash p and just name the profile. So here I can name the profile Surya. So this is basically the name of your profile, which Claude Code will use to identify. So now just paste your SID. So here go in the account section, account dashboard, and you will have your account SID not token. So just copy the account SID, paste, enter, and then again go copy the auth token, then again paste that. You won't really be able to see it because the input is hidden, but just hit enter and you'll be able to create it. And then for an extra measure, you can just say, hey, I created a new profile, can you see it? Ask Claude this, and basically if it shows the same name like that you named the profile, then bingo, you have created all of those and you have access to everything now. So yeah, this is basically how you can connect to your CLI with Cloud Code and like do all of the stuff that you kind of manually did. So now for my agency, it basically buys a number for clients. It creates the SIP trunk and whatever it needs to do inside Twilio to connect to retail, WAPI, or 11 Labs. For 11 Labs, there's a native integration, so it automatically does that for me. It does error debugging and all of those stuff, even transfer calls and stuff. So now it's like I have basically been super productive with this, and it doesn't really take me as long as it did before. I just have to paste SID and auth once, and then it gives me a so it will give you an API token, but you don't really need to worry about that. It's like it will basically it's a temporary token which will expire. So since Claude Code has access to it, it will basically create new API tokens whenever it is invalid, and it will do all of the stuff for you. And yep, so this is how you can connect Claude Code with your CLI. Hope you like this video and find it valuable. Um, Make sure to give a like, and comment if you have any questions, and see you.